I start on earth, their feet and wet sand. Ocean knows my name before I ever speak back. Salt in the skin, wind in my hair. Standing where water meets sky, I'm aware. I look up once, heaven responds. White light moves through, truth carries on. I don't walk alone, never did. Body and clothes keeps me for what I skill. He don't say much, just stands his ground. Every near miss, he was around. I don't need faith to touch the line. I carry it all, I carry it fine. Heaven and sin, sorry rain. I'm the bridge, I'm the ground where I stand. I don't need love to reach one step up, and it moves through me, loses mine. Right now, every round my life, I carry it all at the same time. Michael watching, eyes stay sharp. Fire humming underneath my heart. Fairies move where your roots didn't know. Growth in the cycle, steady flow. Fire reeks the shame and hurt. Smoke speaks lessons we don't learn. Edip stands, not lost in time. Sound still heals, rhythm still primes. Stars open wide, stand me near. Blue white, no, it crystal clear. Coals wake up, what snap inside. I didn't forget, I just arrived. I will reach out to touch the divine. I carry it all, I carry it fine. Killing insane, sorry rain. I'm the bridge, I'm the ground where I stand.
You just left the thresholds, and now you know you did well, right? Yeah. Now we're stepping into something new. This next part is called the navigation. This is where things change. Not in a dramatic way or anything like that. In a real way. What you see is what you see. Navigation is about watching behavior and moving off that. Somebody shows you how they move, and now you decide how you gonna move around them. That's the work. Not reacting, responding, knowing the difference. This part isn't really about you the way you might think. It's about the people in your orbit, how they show up, how they don't, and what you do with that information. You just pay attention. This is about awareness. So you can stop trying to figure people out where you're going to walk through this in 3 parts. And along the way, you're going to start seeing where responsibility actually sits. That way you can stop carrying blame for choices other people keep making. And this is about learning how to move smarter, how to keep it pushing without explaining yourself. So get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. We start navigation now.
If only I knew what it takes just now, yeah. In my own way, in my own only you know. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? Hey, 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 hey. I've been practicing courage in my head. Shadow boxing fears, I ain't did it yet. Every sign loud, I still second guess. Calling it patience, it's a nervous step. I don't question skill, I question when. I don't fear the work, I fear the win. What if I move and it all change fast? What if I don't?
I know you know. You be knowing. So let's keep it a buck. There's a lie people tell themselves when they're in pain. It sounds like getting through something, but it's really dodging accountability. Folks convince themselves that the damage don't count because they had a reason, like pain excuses everything, like I saying, I ain't mean it, wipes away the fact that you felt it coming and still went there. Most of the time, you knew, you felt it, that feeling before you let that slick ass comet fly, that moment before you sent that text gangster, that second where something in you said, nah, don't do this, and you did it anyway. That's a decision. Some of the deepest damage don't come from people who are unaware. It comes from people who feel exactly what they're doing and still move off pain. They snap. They shut down. They punish people for being close to them. It's like, you around me now, so you catching heat for everybody who came before you. That's wild. And if you were really talking growth, we got to stop acting like awareness disappears just because emotions get hot. You knew you were hurting them. You knew you were pushing them away, and you knew you were using sarcasm or anger to take control. You knew you weren't ready. You knew you weren't right, but you stayed. You took and you demanded. Knowing don't always show up the way people think. Sometimes it's just a split second choice to move forward, different, but you didn't. When pain starts calling the shots and you keep ignoring that inner check, eventually it's going to stop tapping you altogether. That's how people lose themselves, not because better options were there, but because pain felt familiar. Then it turns into a cycle, something that hits your reserve nerve, that last nerve that you got, that reserve nerve. Somebody's going to get hurt, and then guilt shows up. You bury it, you flip it back on them, you run it again. You tell yourself they deserved it, that they should understand that staying quiet was better than saying something reckless. But silence cuts too. So let's be real. Knowing you are hurting people and doing it anyway is a betrayal, not just of them, but of you. You sell out the part of yourself that actually wants better, the part inside the future you, the you that remembers what it felt like to be on the other side and swore that you never moved like that. That's the real damage. You don't just cause pain, you turn into somebody you once needed protection from. And you feel that. That's why it hits harder. That's why you start over talking. Same arguments, same fallouts, same endings on repeat, on repeat, on repeat like a record skipping. I know I'm dating myself, but your body remembers, your spirit remembers all that unhandled pain turns into pressure. So the real question is this. Oh, did you know? That's the real question. And you know what the other one is? What did I do with what I knew? And that's what this whole journey is built on. But before anything changes, you got to sit in the truth. No damn excuses, no blaming the past, and no ducking. Just this. I knew I was hurting somebody, and I did it anyway. And if you could say that without losing yourself, without attacking, and without jumping straight into the defense mode, something in you is already waking up. That's awareness showing up on time. So don't rush it. Because after that comes the justification trap. Yeah, I said the justification trap. That's the place where knowing turns into an excuse, where pain starts getting treated like a free pass and labeled defense. Everybody hits a moment where they got to face who they've become. Not the image, not the impact, the choices. You were in pain, but you still had a choice. Excuse me. You see, pain will try to convince you it runs everything. That once you've been hurt, hurting back is automatic. That damage is just part of the game now. But most people know better. They just don't want to act better. Because acting better means responsibility. And responsibility means you can't hide behind pain forever. That's why cycles stay alive. Facing yourself is truly uncomfortable. And once you admit you are aware, you're not just a victim anymore. You're the villain in somebody else's story. That's a hard mirror to look at. It's easier to act confused than to say what people really mean. Nobody walks around saying, I was angry and used that moment to control you. Nobody says, I was scared and punished you for loving me. Nobody says that. Nobody says, I didn't know how to sit with my pain, so I handed it to you. Come on, man. What people really are saying is my bad without sitting in it. But when you really mean it, when you actually feel it, that takes strength. And a lot of people don't want strength. They want it easy. People love to talk about self awareness because they feel as though they know these things, man. But real awareness, man, is catching yourself right before you go there and stop it. It's breaking a pattern while you're inside of it. And that takes discipline, which you know is not comfortable at all. Because it's not going to baby. It's not going to baby. And it sure ain't going to baby you. So when people say, I didn't know I was hurting you, bye. Sometimes it's real. Sometimes they really mean it. But a lot of times what they're really trying to say is, I didn't think that you leave, or I didn't think it mattered like that, or I didn't think I had to face myself today. Or how about this? I didn't think that you was gonna react like that because I thought I was gonna be able to slide through with that again.
That's what they really say. They just didn't want to stop because stopping causes their pride, their control, things that they can operate like low key, familiar chaos. But when you grow up in pain, love gets twisted. It's kind of feels normal. And blow ups feel like it's supposed to be passionate when people blow up like that and pulling away feels safe. So when somebody comes offering something healthier, you sabotage it. Let's keep it a buck because you don't know. You don't know what love is. You don't know how to sit with it without wrecking it. And when they start changing around you, pulling back and moving a little different, something in you will notice that and you'll feel it. And you can't bury that, blame it, or try to minimize it. You can't do that because your body knows when you have become the threat. And that's where the real fight starts because even though you know what you were doing, there's still a part of you that doesn't want to live like that. You don't want to live like that. Tired of wearing those masks and tired of apologies and same type of outcome over and over and over again. You want peace, man. But you can't live in peace if you're still avoiding things. Some things gotta come down. You're gonna have to say something like, yeah, I caused the hurt and pain. I did. I caused the harm and I knew it. It ain't about swallowing your pride or drowning yourself in some type of guilt. You can grieve a thing that you did, but to stay and lay in guilt is something totally different, especially when you become the one that's hurting others. Here's the thing. There's no such thing as being set in stone. Things can change, things can be repaired, and you could take responsibility for your actions. That's the truth. Are you ready to walk through that doorway, though? Are you ready? I'll be right back.
Georgia, Georgia.
Yo, just pulled up to the Love Palace. Ain't no cap here, just facts and feels. D and Kel's on the mic, we talking ships, all kinds. Pull up and unpack. Listen to friendships that held me down through the struggle. Companions who dipped when I stepped out the bubble. Family ties that tug, some tight, some frayed. But we lay it all out, let the truth get played. No judgment, just lessons on velvet chairs. We speak from the gut, raw love, stripped bare. Got a steed, got that glow like sage in the wind. Queen Coles hit the mic, truth spilling again.
Ships, we talk it, we walk it. No filters, just real. Love Palace, the spot where your soul can heal. All them ties, all those vibes, we ain't letting them drown. We lift ships up, never tear them down. With
Situationships with benefits and
Make sure that you tune into the ships tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the lesson. It's always a good time and always a good time to learn. They have taken off with the ships, man. And then right following that is the live Q&A. All of this is going to be at the Love Palace with Goddess D of Love and Queen Kells. Or should I say, certified holistic healing, holistic royalty by Kels. Let's continue. So here's the thing, you know, what really, what does it take for you to really stop? Once you are, I'm not going to beat you up. I'm not beating you up. I just wanted to bring your attention to it. That's not my place. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest, pretty much. You know what I mean? So, but what is it really going to take for you to stop? What about, here's a term, radical accountability. So if you be real with yourself, because sometimes people hate to face the truth when it slaps them in their face, because I know I'm one of them. Transparent moment, for real. And just because something was done to you, to me, does not give us the right to turn around and do it to somebody else. Because pain explains behavior. Yeah. But it don't excuse it. Ever. If you use what happened to you as a reason to hurt somebody else, all you did was pass it down. Radical accountability is when you stop dodging yourself. It's when you stop acting like you didn't feel that moment coming, because you did. That tap that was happening inside of your chest. Yeah. That hesitation before you spoke. That second where you knew exactly what you were about to do. That was you knowing. Radical accountability is saying, nah, I'm not looking away this time. It's admitting the ugly parts of you without dressing them up. Yeah, I said that to cut. I lied to keep control. Yeah, I flipped the story so I didn't have to deal with myself. I blamed them so I could stay the same. That's ownership. That's not making it nice and cozy and soft for you. If people around you feel upset or tight when you walk in, if they're watching how, if they are watching how you talk, if they're moving careful around you, you got to ask yourself why. Because that didn't come out of nowhere. That's some type of impact that you had on them. And this level of accountability means you stop hiding behind the reasons. And you stop saying, that's just how I am. No, you stop leaning on what you went through like it's a shield. You look at your hands and you ask, what did I actually do? And not what you meant, not what you felt, but what you did. Just marinate on that. What else can you do? Drop the armor. You can't change while you're always in defense mode. How you going to connect while you're bracing for war? You damn sure can't stop hurting people if every conversation turns into a courtroom when you're trying to beat the case. Defense looks like slick ass comments dressed up like jokes. Looks like sarcasm when you don't want to say what you really feel. It looks like pulling away just to make somebody feel it. Acting unbothered when you really just avoiding the moment. Looks like you flipping the blame. So you don't have to say, I was wrong. Brace yourself at the big one. Okay, here you go. explaining yourself instead of listening. Somebody tells you that you heard them, right? And your first move is to justify it. I was stressed. I'm tired. You don't know what I've been dealing with. That ain't honesty. That's a cover. Growth is sitting there and letting it land smack dab in the forehead, not you shutting down or snapping back or turning yourself into a victim. What are you, a victim now? Growth. Growth is being able to say, I don't like hearing this, but I'll hear you. And that's strength. And God knows that's hard. That's hard, man. We navigating hurting people. You don't have to be dominant over anybody or control them. It's just straight up strength. The other thing is the part of you that keeps swinging. Because most people who hurt others aren't evil, they're stuck. Old pain patterns, grown body, younger reactions. When you pop off, sabotage, manipulate, shut down. Most times it's to not to present anything new. It's just a moment talking. It's something old running a show that never got addressed, that never learned early, that control felt safer than honesty. So now every close connection feels like a threat. A disagreement feels like rejection. Boundary feels like an attack. Reworking that isn't cute work. It's not aesthetic. It's not quotes and playlists. It's sitting with stuff you buried on purpose, noticing how fast you go left and choosing not to. It's learning how to sit in discomfort without blowing the whole situation up. It's learning how to stay and stand your ground and man up and say what you need without turning it into pressure. It's learning how to calm yourself down instead of making everybody else responsible for your mood. Nobody's coming to fix that for you. You stop hurting people when you decide to handle your own bullshit. That's when things actually change. You can love somebody without controlling them. A lot of people say they want love, but what they really want is leverage. They want closeness on their terms, agreement on demand, loyalty that ignores reality. But if you care, it doesn't come with conditions. You don't use your silence and make it a punishment. If affection gets pulled when things don't go your way, that's not love, that's control. Real connection means people are allowed to be separate from you. They're allowed to say no. It's a full sentence. They're allowed to move different. Some of us have a hard time accepting that. Let me raise my hand. I'm looking around because everybody else's hand should be up too. People are allowed to disappoint you. And if that scares you, that's the work. Because fear of being left will turn care into manipulation every damn time. You can't love clean if you're terrified of loss. That fear will twist everything. Everything.
Happy Valentine's Day. Be on the lookout for a Valentine's special on ChimakaEssentials.com.
The petite 9x6 Valentine box opens to a cobalt and silver collection. A 3-ounce body spray with silver atomizer. A 4-ounce tin of whipped
Calm. A cooling aromatherapy spray with notes of sea salt and lavender. A smooth ocean blue soap that shimmers like water. Rich body moisture that sinks right in. And a grounding bracelet with...
Inside the premium 10x8 Valentine box, every element is chosen to pamper. A 4-ounce body spray and an 8-ounce body wash.
A cobalt blue aromatherapy spray with a silver pump carrying our Royal Azure fragrance. There's a whipped hydrating body moisture, matching body wash, also in Royal Azure.
Yeah, we shine, nothing less. Drip so divine, body magic in the air. Chimaka got the vibe, self-love everywhere. Essentials only keep it real, no stress.
Tonight ends the early bird special. So if you haven't signed up to the website to get an additional $5 off on the Valentine special boxes, you better hurry up and get over there and do that. So that way you can get the code in and get an additional $5 off. Those boxes are slapping. You're going to like them. For real. And the person that you get them for, even if you get it for yourself, is going to love it. That's my shameless plug for today. Let's get back to business because we're still in navigation of why people hurt people and know that they're doing it. And what can you do to get rid of that? I'm just offering some stuff up, because sometimes you put the work in and nobody's going to give you a round of applause. Because everybody wants to talk growth until they see what it actually requires. You have to catch yourself and stop mid-reaction. Delete the message instead of sending it. Walk away from the power struggles. Be honest in places where honesty will cost you. Yeah. Realize that you were wrong and sit with it. You won't always get forgiveness, nor understanding, or closure, but you still get a choice. When you stop hurting people on purpose, you don't just clean up your own life. You change the pattern. You change the pattern. Yeah. You stop passing things down. You stop being the reason somebody else has to heal later. That's the work. You're not going to get nothing for that. Just the responsibility and the freedom that comes with it. You understand? Okay, good. Here's the part that you ain't gonna like, but here you go. Doing the long, unsexy thing, lifelong work. Yeah, that happens, man. Everybody talks about healing until they realize it's boring. Everybody says they want to break cycles until they find out cycles don't break off awareness alone. They break off discipline, repetition, choosing different, even when you don't feel the rewards. It's not pretty. It's not glamorous. And nobody's going to clap for you because it's late nights writing things you don't want to admit. It's catching yourself mid crashing out and choosing to breathe instead of blowing up. It's deleting the text you typed out mad. It's walking away from power struggles you would have jumped into before. It's about being honest in therapy instead of sounding good. It's reading stuff that hits a nerve and hurts your feelings and not quitting halfway through. It's sitting with the moment that you realize, damn, I was the problem in that situation. Doing the work means accepting something real uncomfortable. And you're not always going to get the closure. You're not always going to get forgiveness. And you damn sure not always going to get or be understood. You feel me? And you still got to do better anyway. You still got to choose different, even when nobody is looking or standing over you or anything like that, because your higher self, the divine in your counsel, damn sure is watching. The universe watching, even when nobody thanks you, man, and nobody sees how hard you're trying. This is everyday work. This is choosing restraint, rebuilding how you respond, changing patterns without having anybody watching. This is legacy level effort. Because when you stop hurting people on purpose, it don't just clean up your life. It changes what gets passed down. It stops. It stops the pain. It stops your energy just flowing out. Well, maybe it's not bad if the negative energy. No, you can. You got to work on that negative energy. It's going to rewrite the blueprint for everybody coming after you. And that's when you stop being a container for old pain and start being someone who don't hand it off to anybody anymore. Because if you're honest about love too, control feels safer than love because love requires risk. Love means you don't know how it's going to land. Love means that you don't get guarantees. It means people can disappoint you and still be human. If closeness only works when you're in charge, if affection gets pulled on as punishment, and being quiet is used to make somebody fold or bend the knee or all of that and say, all right, that ain't love. That's leverage. People get hurt the most when love turns into entitlement. When you think access is owed because you've been good. Loyalty gets demanded even when it's toxic. And when you treat people like emotional extensions instead of full humans with their own limits and wounds. Loving without control means letting people be who they are, not just who they are for you. It means allowing no, allowing space, disagreement, distance without turning it into a threat. And that's hard work for people who learned early that control feels safer than trust. But that's the work. That's the line between repeating damage and actually changing. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's just responsibility and the freedom that comes with it. Ashe? All right. I'm done. That's it. I said what I said, and I'm done. You did good. I see a lot of people sweating. I see them handkerchiefs and washcloths and towels coming out and patting your forehead, man. Don't sweat too hard. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Today, I'll hold your hand. How about that? Because you held mine yesterday. Today, I'll hold yours. Because this is some tough shit, man. For real. Navigating this. Whew. I tell you, I'm ready to get back on the boat. You ready to get back on the boat and go to the next part? Yeah, I am too. All right. Listen, I'll see you again tomorrow. And we'll talk some more about this, all right? This was heavy. I know. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot me at all. Okay. All right. Me love you long time. I'll see you soon. Be well. Stay safe. Ashe and deep bow. Keep warm. Watch out for the babies. Watch out for your neighbors. Watch out for the elders. And bring outside pets in. Okay? And if you have a little extra, bring it down to the cats and dogs that you see that don't have a home. Or even somebody that's on the street. Buy them a meal. A hot cup of something. You'll be blessed for it. For real. All right, I'm not emotional. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
If only I knew what it takes just now, yeah. In my own way, in my own way. If only you knew, if only you knew. In my own way, in my own way. Do I go, do I stay? Do I go, do I stay? How do I get out my own way? Hey. I've been practicing courage in my head. Shadow boxing fears, I ain't did it yet. Every sign loud, I still second guess. Calling it patience, it's a nervous step. I don't question skill, I question when. I don't fear the work, I fear the win. What if I move and it all change fast? What if I don't? Start on left, bare feet and wet sand. Ocean knows my name before I ever speak back. Salt in the skin, wind in my hair. Standing where water meets sky, I'm aware. I look up once, heaven responds. White light moves through, truth carries on. I don't walk alone, never did. Body and clothes keeps me for what I skill. He don't say much, just stands his ground. Every near miss, he was around. I don't need pain to touch the night. I carry it all. I carry it fine. Baby, I cleanse my space, I cleanse my heart, and I return everything that ain't mine back where it belongs. You keep trying to hand me pieces of a story I ain't in. Dropping weight on my doorstep, stress disguised as a friend. You thought 'cause I'm gentle I would carry all your storms, but my spirit got boundaries and tonight they feel reborn. See, your chaos ain't my calling, your shade ain't my shade to wear. I'm too aligned, too divine to be tangled in your despair. So I breathe in deep, hands on my I whispered to the universe, and back was misplaced. Every lie, every bruise, every piece I didn't choose.